Hi everyone, welcome to Drawing Hub. So this is Computer Graphics and Image Processing Series, Module 1, Part 3. So in the previous video, we have discussed about refresh cathode ray tubes. Apart from, we have missed out some definitions in the previous video. Moving on. So first we have to study about what persistence is. Our first definition is to study about persistence. Now, different kinds of phosphors are available for use in CRT. Besides color, a major difference between the phosphors is their persistence. Now, how long? So, what is persistence? From the word itself, we can understand it. The word itself defines it. That is how long they can continue to emit their light. The definition starts from there. How long they can continue to emit light, that is, have excited electrons returning to the ground state after the CRT beam is removed. So, after the cathode ray beam is removed, how much time, how long can they emit light? That is what we call as persistence. Now, the real definition that starts from persistence is defined. Okay, you can write this also along with that. Persistence is defined as the time it takes emitted light from screen to decay to 1/10 of its original intensity. Persistence is defined as the time it takes the emitted light from the screen to decay to 1/10 of its original intensity. Lower persistence phosphors require higher refresh rates to maintain a picture on the screen without flicker. So, there are two types of persistence, lower persistence and higher persistence. Now, this lower persistence phosphors require higher refresh rates. So, those which are having lower persistence require higher refresh rate to maintain a picture on the screen without flicker. So, if there is a picture, it should not flicker. In the screen, the picture should not flicker. So, to avoid that, we need higher refresh rates. We have learned what is refresh rate, right? So, for lower persistence, it is important. Now, this low persistence, a phosphor with low persistence is used for animation, and a phosphor with high persistence is used for displaying highly complex static pictures. Now, although some pictures have persistence greater than 1, graphic monitors are usually constructed with a persistence in the range. So, its range, that is persistence range from 10 to 60 microseconds usually. Okay. Now, this figure over here, you can see the figure shows the intensity distribution of a spot on the screen. So, this is the intensity distribution of an illuminated phosphor spot on the CRT screen. So, in this intensity, where is the intensity greatest? Look here. This is the center. In the center, the intensity is greatest. And look at the edges. Towards the edges, it decreases. The intensity is greatest at the center of the spot and decreases with the Gaussian distribution out of the edges of the spot. So, this distribution corresponds to the cross-sectional electron density distribution of the CRT beam. So, we have learned one definition, that is, of persistence we have learned. Now, the maximum number of points that can be displayed without overlap on a CRT is referred to as resolution. Our next definition is that of resolution. So, what is resolution? The maximum number of points that can be displayed without overlap on a cathode ray tube. That is referred to as resolution. A more precise definition of a resolution is the number of points. So, we're going for another definition. That is the number of points per centimeter that can be plotted horizontally and vertically. Although it is often simply stated as the total, or we can say that it is the total number of points in each direction. Resolution. So here the spot intensity has a Gaussian distribution. In this figure you have seen. It is two adjacent spots will appear distinct as long as the separation is greater than the diameter of the spot. Now, this overlap position, now we have another overlap position over here. See, these are two intensities. two illuminated phosphor spots. So these are two different phosphor spots that are distinguishable when their separation is greater than the diameter at which a spot intensity has fallen to 60% of maximum. Spot size also depends on intensity. As more electrons are accelerated towards the phosphor per second, the CRT beam diameter and the illuminated spot increases. In addition, the increased excitation energy tends to spread to neighboring phosphor atoms not directly in the path of the beam, which further increases the spot diameter. So that is why the spot diameter is increased. Now, this resolution of a CRT is dependent on the type of phosphor. Now, the intensity will be displayed and the focusing deflection system. Now, a typical resolution on high quality system is 1280 by 1024. So, we represent, when we write it like 1280 by 1024. So, this is a typical result. This is of a high quality system. So, with higher resolution available on many systems. Higher resolution systems are often referred to as, and we call these as high definition systems. We call this as high definition systems. The physical, those having higher resolution. What is the higher resolution? Typical high quality resolution system is 1280 by 1024. With higher resolution available on many systems. High resolution systems are often referred to as high definition system. The physical size of a graphic monitor is given as the length of the screen diagonal with sizes varying from 12 inches. That is another thing. This much you have to write. Now, a CRT monitor can be attached to a variety of computer systems. So the number of screen points that can be actually be plotted depends on the capabilities of the system to which it is attached. So we learned two definitions so far. We learned what persistence is, then what resolution is, then what high definition system or high resolution system is. So three we have learned, high definition systems, and we also learned 1280 and 1024. Next we have to learn about aspect ratio. Another property of video monitor is aspect ratio. So this number gives the ratio of vertical points to horizontal points necessary to produce equal length lines in both directions on the screen. So the aspect ratio is a number which gives the ratio of vertical points to horizontal points necessary to produce equal length in both directions on the screen. Sometimes aspect ratio, or we can also define it as in terms of the ratio horizontal to vertical points. An aspect ratio of 3/4 means that a vertical line. Okay, sorry, this is not like this. Okay, now aspect ratio of 3/4 means that a vertical line plotted with 3 points has the same length as a horizontal line plotted with 4 points. So 3/4 means 3 vertical points and 4 horizontal points. So horizontal to vertical point. Then comes the raster scan display. Before that, now the maximum number of points that can be displayed without overlap on a CRT is referred to as the resolution, or it can be defined as the number of points per centimeter that can be plotted horizontally and vertically. Typical resolution on high quality system is 1280 by 1204. The high resolution systems are often referred to as high quality definition system, high definition system. Aspect ratio of a video monitor. The number gives the ratio of vertical points to horizontal points necessary to produce equal length. It is vertical points to horizontal points. Here they have written it wrong. It is vertical points to horizontal points. Now getting into the proper definitions. Persistence is the time that a cathode ray tube takes to decay the emitted light from the screen to 1/10 of its original intensity. Lower persistence phosphor requires high refresh rate and lower persistence phosphors require higher refresh rates to maintain a picture on the screen without flicker. Same thing is just an extraction of the textbook. A phosphor with low persistence is useful for animation and a higher persistence phosphor is useful for displaying highly complex static pictures. That is about persistence. It's resolution, the maximum number of points that can be displayed without overlap on a CRT. The maximum number of points that can be displayed without overlap on a CRT is a resolution. The number of points per centimeter that can be plotted horizontally and vertically. Now, typical resolution on high quality system is 1280 by 1024. A higher resolution system are often referred to as high definition system. So, you can see here, when the number of points increases, the resolution increases. Here, it is much more. The fourth figure over here, it's much more clearer than the first picture. So, this is because it have more pixels. Then intensity distribution. Intensity is greatest at the center of a pixel and decreases with Gaussian distribution towards the edges, the graph which we have seen. So this figure is the intensity distribution of an illuminated phosphor spot on a CRT screen. Then we learned about aspect ratio. The ratio of vertical points to horizontal points necessary to produce equal length lines in both direction on the screen. Vertical points to This is vertical points to horizontal points. Okay. Now we'll continue the rest in the next video. Till then, bye bye.